Testing, testing. Does that work? Testing, testing, testing. Testing, 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 testing. All right, should be some sound now. Testing, hopefully that does work. Here's everything. Ah, such a fucking work in progress. God damn it. How is it so goddamn possible that we do this every year, and yet every fucking year it's like we're starting over again because something fucking changes every goddamn time. There we go, okay. Yeah, the problem with doing webcasts every year is that technology changes and outdates other stuff and software upgrades and anyway. And then I'm out of practice. So some of the things that I need to change that I forget about, I forget. So, all right, okay. So let's start back from the beginning. Some of the lag that you were seeing had less to do with internet connection and had actually more to do with the computer processing power because right now. There's 3 cameras going at the same time. So if this was the pits, this would be camera number 2, and if this was the pits, this would be camera number 3. In my case, it's the garbage cam, and I actually have ambitions to add a 4th and 5th camera as well, depending on computer taxing. So, in any case, so because of all that, I'm trying to lower how much processing power goes through the computer. So I've turned down everything, resolution. Audio sample rates, all that kind of stuff. For streaming, I'm of the opinion it probably doesn't make a whole lot of difference. So my question is, does this, I assume it sounds probably not that different, but it probably looks a little bit smoother. Can you confirm that? And then part 2 of that is this is technically a lower resolution than what you had prior. Does that distract you at all? I'm of the opinion better to be smooth and slightly lower res than to be a little higher res and jittery and fucked up. So let me know what you think, because I'm thinking I may have found a working solution. So that's that. The big thing we're trying to do, the last few years we have used Ustream, and we've gone back and forth every couple of years between Ustream and Livestream. We're always kind of playing one against the other for the better rates. Both of them have been acquired. In the case of Livestream, they've been okay, so I'm finally seeing your text. This is a matter of taste. Are you of the opinion that lower res, slightly lower res, is better in favor of a smoother picture than the other way around? Don't let my opinion influence you. You can tell me you disagree, but I don't feel like this is a distractingly bad resolution, given what this is. So, in any case, so we're trying something different with maybe going through YouTube's service, which definitely has some cost benefits to it, but there's some downsides as well. All right, so this is part 1 of the problem. All right, so we're getting closer. Okay, let's find some videos and let's play those back and see how they do. Where was that other video we had? Hold on one second. Okay, so that we have an apples to apples comparison. Let me 1 second. Let me play the same video we just had prior. Excuse me, that we had prior. Let's see if this runs any better or worse or any different. So once again, I'm going to replay that same video you just had. We'll take a break.
Is now in the pits. Andy Lally behind the wheel of the Magnus Racing Porsche.
It's going to be a short one. strikes me as strange they're not doing a driver change right now, but maybe they're just going to try and get to the next break.
In the heat of the day, guys are tired. With the intensity at the end, you want to get them as close as you can get to the end of the race. Awesome job, guys. Awesome job. And we're going to watch when all the teams, GT and Prototype, put their final bullets in the gun.
Another fantastic stop by the 44 boys.
That was a good one.
We were first to stop through the cycle, but I would have predicted we at least have 2 more stops to do.
We did check the brakes, there's plenty of material, plenty of material. We are running map 3 on map.
You've got track position, they have the lead, they're about 6 laps different on strategy, so it shouldn't be a big issue.
So is this an Aragon
The 24 that's about to start isn't just about all the work we've done the last couple days, but it's months worth of work from lots of people, and you never know how it's going to turn out. Could be good like last year, could be bad, and we're going to know more in 24 hours.
We are moving forward.
All right, we're back. Okay, so Josh, here is what I'm going to do next. So the next thing I want to test is the link that you have right now was a pre-made link that I created on YouTube in advance of starting the stream. So what I want to test now is, does this current link hold if I jump in and out of the stream? So here's the scenario. The scenario is the computer crashes, or I just need to reset everything just because periodically you need to do that. So it's 4 hours in, we've been streaming. I want to stop streaming, my computer completely crashes. Can I shut everything down, turn it back on, re-encode the stream, and it shows up at the exact same place it was supposed to be? So what's going to happen? Keep your phone with you. Keep this stream up. What's going to happen is I'm going to quit out of the software I'm using to encode, shut this all down, kind of return it all back on the way I did prior. That'll all take about 5 minutes, and then try and re-encode. And if I'm doing it right, it's going to show up at this exact same link that we're at right now. If it's not, then we have a problem, because if I can get that part to work, then I'm feeling a lot better about this YouTube setup. But it's kind of critical, as I'm sure you understand, that we're going to have periods where the computer crashes, something shuts down, where we're going to be off for 5 minutes and have to come back. So I want to make sure that we don't lose our audience by having to switch to some new URL somewhere. So hope that makes sense. And I'm going to shut down. That's, yeah, thanks for... Actually, we're going to do something different. I was back, now I'm back. I'm going to hard shut down the computer to see if it kills the event entirely, because when I shut down just now, it asked if I wanted to end the event, and of course I don't. But what happens if the whole thing crashes? That's actually the hard thing I want to try. So literally, I'm just going to hold down the power button right now. So when you hear me stop talking, that means my computer completely shut down. All right, we are back, and let's see how this goes. Yep. All right. So let me know if it's choppy, if it's good, bad, indifferent, whatever. All right. So the big thing we're checking is, am I overclocking the computer versus not? There's one big difference from the last time, which is, in addition to encoding, I'm also trying to save the stream to a hard drive simultaneously to keep a record of it all, which is one extra thing for the computer to do. What I'm trying to do is manage how much shit this computer has to do and at what resolution. So, all right, so let me know if the stream came back. Josh, you're saying it's the same as last time. Is that? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, the echoing is because I'm literally playing it back on my computer. Hold on one second. All right, the echo, that was user error. The echo should be better. So Josh, is the smoothness and all that kind of exactly as it was last time? And does everybody find this level of smoothness, audio quality, all that shit? Does everybody find that stuff acceptable? Or are there any moments where it goes kind of haywire, and any of that kind of stuff? So if all this seems acceptable, then we're actually in an okay place. I want to try one other thing before I go, and then okay, so Josh, you're saying the same quality. So just between Spencer, Jason, and Josh, if you're all still up and watching, here I am moving, here I am switching cameras. You would say that all of this is an acceptable stream quality. There's not crazy choppiness, crazy lag, blah 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 blah. Right? And everybody's good with this kind of thing. This is our little remote camera. We'll cut over to the this is the garbage cam, and everybody's good with this quality. Spencer is sexy as always. All right. All right. Well, this is telling me a lot. I'm gonna play the same video that we were playing earlier, just for a sort of apples to apples comparison when we play videos. I'm then going to stop the stream, make one additional change in the setup, and kind of go from there. But if this works, then we're in good shape. So, Spencer, this is more for you, but Josh and Jason, feel free to chime in. If you're good with this setup, I think we'll keep it, and then basically I'll have Taylor. I'm really big on having the stream in Facebook and Twitter, autoplay and have people be able to see it. But the difference in doing that versus this setup is a shit ton of money to between Ustream and Livestream that I just don't think Potter wants to cough up, and I'd rather have a better solution. So if Taylor, who's going to be doing the tweets for us, if she's okay just staying on it and just constantly posting and reposting every 30 minutes or so, just saying, check this out, this is the latest thing that they're doing, and clicking back to the link. If she's cool with doing that, I think this is definitely the better solution to go with. So, sorry, I'm not looking at the things, but yes, we will get Alonso. I think we should just do it. I don't think I'm gonna check with the United Autosports people. I can write Zach Brown, but that just seems like I'll look like an idiot. So I think we just do it, and if we just hit Twitter hard. It worked pretty well with the Shane Van Gisbergen thing. Obviously, he never showed up, but it was funny. And whether he shows up or doesn't show up, it's still the same story. So I'm all in. Ooh, Florida or Texas? Have you ever played? Have you ever heard of? Is this the same as Germany or Florida? Because we have a whole German thing that I want to go with here. So Josh, if you didn't know, Spencer's our co-host. Hold on one second. I'm going to get that video thing queued up. So the other thing we're going to do, and Josh and Spencer, I wouldn't make you do this. Jason, I might have you and I do it if you're cool with staying on. Okay, this is the second time Spencer says he got timed out, and I don't know what that means or why. So, Spencer, define what that means, as if you know. Does that mean you're writing so much that YouTube's going, I don't like it, and killing it, or what does that mean? Okay, so that answers that. Thank you, Jason. If you send too many chats in a row, YouTube blocks you. Okay, because that was the other thing I wanted to try, which maybe we won't be able to try, but I'm worried about that, which is... does the chat how do we stay on top of the chat kind of freezing out and not refreshing, which is kind of why I want to just run a stream for 40 minutes and just sort of see what it does. Oh, okay, so it times you out for 20 seconds, but then you're back in. Because Jason, what I might do, I don't want to make Spencer and Josh stay up, but what I might do, and we can both work on other stuff, is I want to run like a 40-minute to 1 hour stream. Not so much for testing this out. I do want to do that, but also testing the recording. I'm doing a local record. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find that video that we had. And I want to see what kind of file size. One, can the computer manage it all? And two, what kind of file size is that? Because what do we need in terms of hard drive and whatnot? But basically, if we keep chatting back and forth for an hour, I want to see, like, is there such a thing as it maxing out, and all of a sudden on the host end, do we need to keep refreshing the screen? Shit like that. So, all right. I'm going to once again replay the same, just to get an apples-to-apples comparison to what we've been doing prior. I'm going to play that same video in the current configuration. All three of you, if you don't mind, let me know if this is smooth, jittery, is the lower resolution okay with you, all that kind of shit. I assume it is, but let's make sure. Once you guys have both kind of texted me and said that you're good, I'm going to stop the stream for 20 seconds, change one thing in the configuration here, and then jump back to it. All right?
Is now in the pits. Andy Lally behind the wheel of the Magnus Racing Porsche.
It's going to be a short one.
It strikes me as strange they're not doing a driver change right now, but maybe they're just going to try and get to the next break.
In the heat of the day, guys are tired with the intensity at the end. You want to get them as close as you can get to the end of the race.
Awesome job, guys. Awesome job.
We're going to watch when all the team, GT and Prototype, put their final bullets in the gun.
Another fantastic stop by the 44 boys.
That was a good one.
We were first to stop through the cycle, but I would predict we at least have 2 more stops to do.
Track position, they have the lead. They're about 6 laps different on strategy, so it shouldn't be a big issue.
So is this Aragon or?
Yeah.
The 24 that's about to start isn't just about the...
Through this race, we'll kind of reevaluate and see where we're at.
The group that we have in the 45 car, we're all pretty consistent, we're pretty close. Our guys on the team, we'll do what we can to stay out of trouble, and we just want to be there at the end, and that'll put us in a good spot to get a nice finish.
You don't have to be a race fan to appreciate the charms of Florida in January. Welcome to Speed's live coverage of the Rolex 24 at Daytona.
Safe and smart race, guys. Start out on the pace car. We will be going green this time.
And a good start as the GT field streams down to turn 1.
Green, green, green.
We are green. And we have 23 hours, 59 minutes to go.
We're almost there.
Yeah, all right.
This last lap was you're a lot faster. Everybody got held up.
And our pole sitter, the 32, with a problem. There's the 44, defending champions in GT from Rolex 24 last year. There's the poster. That Magnus Racing team does this every year with a different theme. They really do have fun.
And that one is fitting. You mentioned that Andy Lally has 7 of those Rolexes. He is Lord of the Rolex, and he's already got his eyes set on 8 and 9. I want to give a shout out to John Potter. They have a really good time, as we've seen by the poster and so forth, but he's the one that's behind this. Some of these teams have turned into all-pro teams, but he's a gentleman driver, and he drives, and he should drive. You know, he gets in that car. I like to see that John Potter has a shot at a back-to-back win here in the Rolex 24.
GT2 back with a run, 1 only, coming outside.
All the close-ups of the 44 Magnus Racing Porsche are to demonstrate that once again the splitter is broken off the front of that car. The report is the team will try to fix it on their next pit stop, but for now Andy's out there to do the best he can.
Go reserve now,
Just 2 times our front splitter, so I think it will not be easy race. The track gets slower and slower, so I think it will be hard.
This car, the leader, the 44 car, Andy Lally behind the wheel. They are the reigning champions, and I'll tell you what, this car's been rock solid. We talked about the only damage to the car is the front spoiler. Looks like they've been banging off of the curbs a little bit, and they ground it down.
At this point, I think we might have the problem solved. A little less aggressive driving over a couple curves and a whole lot of speed. But time will tell on that one. We're all just crossing our fingers.
45 car just pulled into the pits. We've just turned up the radio so you can hear what's going on. We're hearing it with you for the first time. The guys just ran by us carrying a splitter.
Lots of excitement for the 45 car. We had a couple issues where we had to go back to the garage and do a little fixing, but the Magnus guys did a great job to get us back out there, and the 44 car looks like it's doing really well.
What?
Position is that those 3 cars that are in front of you, 2 of them are for position. You already got rest. No, they split now, Splitter is good, splitter is good. Hell, the splitter I think it's gone. No, the front tires take a lap to get in. No, I'm quite sure it's gone.
Effort at the Rolex 24 has become very, very effective.
Well, he just checked in with the team. Andy Lally brought up a good point. He said, we are so close on fuel right now. A yellow would certainly help us make it. But the problem is it still probably won't be enough because the other guys who've already made that pit stop, they'll be able to run rich. In order for them to make it to the checkered flag, they would have to run almost at full lean, and that's just not enough power to fight for the checkered.
Conserve a little bit, coast into the brake zone,
Here comes the leader in class, the 24 WeatherTech Audi for a splash. This is going to be tight.
And that is the 24 getting out in front of the 13, the 44, and the 52 for the GT lead.
The WeatherTech Audi from Alex Job Racing.
Hey, you made it! The engine is off in 200 meters.
Well, we finished out of gas. Car limped across the line in the slowest finish ever at Daytona International Speedway at a blazing 8 miles an hour. Could be worse. We thought when we gambled on fuel that we were going to maybe finish 8th or 10th or something. So we're all kind of somewhat happy with 5th, but we were going for the win, and at least we know we went out swinging.
So the 45 car was, I think we were 15th. We clawed our way back. Great time. What a unbelievably professional team. Everything from good food to hospitable people.
All right, I'm back. Let me turn this fucking thing down. All right, so basically, I think Jason, I think you're the only one left at this point. But basically, the first test that we didn't go well. There's a few just things to learn with how YouTube does their deal and the authentication process on Wirecast side. But I think I've gotten through some of that. The biggest thing I noticed is here. Let me switch cameras. The biggest thing I noticed was it was choppy, and you know, Josh and Spence obviously thought it was the internet connection, which it wasn't. What was going on was the computer was being taxed out. So, you know, we'll look at the temp setup here, but basically we've got a Thunderbolt setup that's got our connections into webcams. And all of those things are, of course, running through the computer, which is lots of things. So the tell was that if you look at CPU usage, the first run we were doing it was like jumping between 98 and 100%. And I was like, okay, that's the problem. It's way too much shit going through the computer to work out. So I was able to turn everything down on resolution from the output, from all the cameras, blah, blah, blah. I basically lowered all the cameras, all the audio sample rates, you name it. And that seemed to make the difference to it being at least usable, because now it's a pretty smooth stream. So 80, like for example, 80% CPU rate is still higher than I would like, because right now this is only 3 cameras, and I'd like to add a 4th or maybe even a 5th. And that'll probably be a little too much for this deal. Not quite sure how to fix that, but that's kind of what I've got to deal with. The other thing is, because I don't trust the YouTube recording mechanism, we're doing it locally. And so when we record locally, that also ups the CPU percentage. So basically it's literally doing 2 streams right now. It's streaming through the web on the little icon to the left there of the stream, and then it's streaming to local hard disk, and that's what the record button is. When I wasn't doing the local recording, the CPU was down to like the 60% range, and that's the money. That's what you want. When it starts getting up to these high 70s and 80s, seems sustainable when we look at it right now. But once we add a 4th or a 5th camera, or it gets hot, or whatever issues come up, I mean, that doesn't give me a lot of wiggle room for how to kind of make life easier on the computer. So you know, once we start adding more files to play back and shit like that CPU usage is going to keep creeping up on me. So that's the thing I'm kind of most eyed on. But I don't want to not record what we're doing, and I don't think YouTube is recording these. So Jason, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stop the stream one more time, and then I'm going to record for sort of a specific amount of time, like 30 minutes or 60 minutes. And what we're going to try and do is get a mathematical calculation on what the file sizes are that we're recording onto, and also can YouTube record locally and stuff to its deal, if that all makes sense. So while we're doing that, you and I are going to chat back and forth on the test message screen, or on the chat screen here, just because I want to see when 2 people go back and forth for a sustained amount of time, does it neglect to, you know, refresh at a certain point? Because with Ustream, that was always a problem. You always had to remind yourself every 30 minutes to refresh the computer we were monitoring and all that, because all of a sudden the chat room would seem like it was inactive, and it was like, oh no, we just hadn't refreshed it in 10 minutes, and there was 10 minutes worth of chats that we didn't see. So hope that all makes sense. I'm going to jump off and then jump back on. All right, I think we're back. Let me just check on the CPU usage one more time. I did one thing to try and help some of the process. Oh, actually, shit, that made a difference. Okay, so fuck. Well, that's good news, but bad at the same time. So one thing I'm noticing right now is oh, no. Yeah, it did make a difference. I was just doing 2 different things here. I was recording into a USB drive, and hold on one second. Let me start the timer on this so that we know roughly what kind of time this is. Um, but so this is recording the files locally, just onto the hard drive. And definitely it is not using nearly as much CPU doing it this way than when we were doing it this way. So that does tell me quite a bit. But I want to make absolutely sure. Oh, fuck. You know what? I'll be right back. I did fuck up. Hold on. All right. We should be back. So this, let's see how this does with the CPU. So this is officially the long run we're going to try. So we are 10 seconds into what should either be a 30 or a 60-minute run. You don't necessarily have to be here for this, but I just want to have it running. And this is, we're testing two things. One, just to make sure YouTube itself sustains. And then part two is what kind of file size is generated. So if we know that it's a 30-minute or a 60-minute file, then I can, do the math from there to see what kind of storage space I need for 24 hours. If this is all going locally onto the laptop and not into a field drive, that creates new complications because I highly doubt that we'll be able to store it all on the computer without doing dumps, which means now we've got to figure out times to shut down and stuff like that and reset, which isn't the end of the world, but these are things that we can figure out. So I hate to do this to you. I really need to pee because I've been doing this for the last several hours. So I'm going to set my headset down, pee. I'll come right back. And then basically I want you and I to just chat back and forth just to see how the refresh goes on this chat function. So I'll be right back. All right. 26 minutes to go. All right. Actually, what I'm going to do, just so we're both monitoring it, if I can find a way to hold it, I want to keep an eye on the CPU thing because that is clearly the thing that's gonna bite us during the actual broadcast here. What a fucking couple of weeks. Let's see if it figures it out. Come on, focus. Nope. All right, 77%. Yeah, not great, but we'll see. So basically, that CPU percentage is what we want to test. So. All right, the other thing is I'm talking now. I'm going to count down to 0. Shoot me a text when I reach 0 on your end, all right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ah, damn it, I missed when you wrote 0. We're going to do that one more time. Write 0 again. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was at 7:19. Oh, shit. All right, that wasn't that bad. That was 14 seconds, more or less, delay. Which really, I mean, that's not bad at all. So, I wonder if that'll change. So, okay, so I'm going to make a note of that. So, 7 minutes in, we had a 14-second delay. Where the fuck is my pen? 7 minutes in, we had a 14-second delay. We'll check this back in a little bit. Unfortunately, I can't get into the, I can't look at my Evernote to tell you because I don't want to touch the laptop as it is right now. So, because that's like I tried embedding into Facebook and Twitter on the TMB pages, and it didn't embed. It did post a link and gave like the thumbnail and all that stuff, but it didn't like actually embed live so that somebody could watch it from that medium. So it's not the end of the world. It is a bigger deal to me than maybe it should be. But the big thing is that means Taylor, who's going to run social media for us, is going to have to constantly post and post and post because, of course, during the 24, it's so easy to get shuffled down in comments and posts and stuff like that. So we want to make sure that that's not the case. Yep. I understand that on the Facebook deal. It is what it is. I mean, YouTube is still a good forum, and it's a legit medium, so there's nothing wrong with that. All right, let me see if I can do the Magnus thing on my own without just off of memory. I don't think it'll work. Oh, I'm in. Cool. Okay. All right. Before we continue to chat it up here, let me add a new. I'm going to do this from my stream here. I'm going to add a new thing into the news page of Magnus and see if it works for both of us. All right, so I am. So if you go into the news page on MagnusRacing.com, appears to be working. I'll let you tell me otherwise. But looks like it's playing through the page and everything. So I don't have my sound up. I'll let you tell me that part. But if we can embed it into at least MagnusRacing.com so people can go there and figure out the rest, then we're golden. The only thing I can't figure out, and I'm going to assume. The only thing I can't figure out is, and I assume you can't do this, and it's probably by design, is there any way to embed the chat room into the Magnus website so that you're not just getting the feed? I mean, it's an easy solution to just sort of have Spencer and I say, if you want to chat with us, click on the YouTube link down below and talk with us there. But if we can actually build that chat into the website, even better. I'm going to have to look that up unless you have an easy solution. So I'm going to keep chatting away here with you to make sure that the thing doesn't stop working. Actually, hold on one second. We are steadily holding at about 78 to 80% CPU rate. It's okay number. It just makes me nervous when I start adding tasks to the computer with more cameras or just time running on the computer. I'll just keep adding up. Once again, I'm going to have you tell me when I count to 0. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Cool. All right. Yeah. Lag has basically stayed the same. About 14 seconds, give or take. Yeah, it's tough to tell if this video has any delay right now because we're just looking at a still image. So that's that, but whatever. All right, got your shit. Let's see here. All right, we are embedded into the Magnus page with your iframe. It is not working on first try, but let's look. It looked like it might be too big, so let me check the sizing. So let's try shrinking this down. Still no love. Yeah, it's still the iframe. If you go on the Magnus page, it's making the block for the iframe, but it's not, or for the chat, but it's not actually showing me the chat. Hold on. There's a little different language in how you did it. Yeah, it looks like it's the same general idea. Hmm. Yeah, when we get off here, I'm going to have to send you the login credentials to. Actually, wait, I'll just do that from email. I'm going to email you the login credentials for the Magnus site. I tried it. It didn't work, and then I tried rewriting it a little bit to be consistent with how YouTube did it to see if that made a difference, because your iframe was a little different than theirs. It didn't. It gave me the same problem. So let's see if you have any better success. And the last thing I have written from you says iframe. So if you wrote more than that, let me know. I just want to make sure that this is, in fact, constantly refreshing the chat and all that stuff. All right, 30 minutes. I actually would like to get a solid hour, but again, I don't expect you to stay on this whole time. I'm just trying to get everything I can get so that I understand recording sizes. I guess the other question is, does a static, the way the compression works with this stuff, does a static image, shit, that's actually something I didn't think about. Does a static image create smaller files so I'm not getting an actual representation of the number I need to hit? So I am going to change, I'm going to keep the audio as it is, but I'm going to change to a moving video image. So that, goddamn, I'm tired. so that I get a more representative idea of what the number is going to be.
Crew, you know, everything top notch.
I'm disappointed, but I have no regrets because we did everything. So, thanks for everybody. It was perfect. Magnus Racing is perfect team. Thank you very much. I'm tired.
No. Nope, I guess that didn't work. Thought I'd be able to put the fucking thing in here. Change audio. Oh, that's what that was the problem. Test 1. There we go. Okay. I know the problem was user error. All right, so basically I'm going to play this video on a loop, but keep the audio so that we can keep talking. But basically I'm just trying to see, I'm of the opinion that a static image was probably going to give me a smaller file than one with moving images. So I'm going to do that. And again, I still have iframe by you as the last chat message. So if that is not the last thing you sent, I guess there'd be no way for me to know. Shoot me a text or something like that. I want to see if I'm seeing more, or if you've texted me more than I should be seeing. But again, the very last thing I see is me saying copy and you saying iframe. And that's that. Oh, Richard Leitz. Love that guy. Copy. All right, I will leave you alone as you work on the Magnus page. And I will keep checking my phone on stupid shit. Oh, Efren. And the fuck was his name? Nicola Armindo. Back when Efren worked with APR. They never paid him. All right, got it. Refresh. We will take a look. Boom. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Nice. All right. Well, if this is the case, I am very happy to use YouTube. There's still one other little hang up I got to fix on how the Magnus account is set up, but I don't think that's a stumbling block. Oh, and can I even write? Oh, can I write in here from the page? FYI, it looks like the chat. Hello. Hello. Hold on. What? One more time.
To make that, I'm hearing you through my computer now.
Oh, sorry.
To make that code,
Yeah.
basically, if you look at the thing I sent you via email,
Yeah.
so it says HTTPS YouTube live chat question mark V equals.
Yes.
That in the code?
Yep.
See those numbers, the letters and numbers that follow the I3.
Yeah.
That is the ID of this live chat. If you look up in the URL bar, you'll see a V equals at the end.
Yep. Okay.
That's what you grab and pull out of there.
Okay.
And then where it says embed_domain, the reason it wasn't working is your domain requires the www dot at the beginning of it.
Ah, copy. Okay.
So it'll be YouTube live chat V equals now the little ID number at the end of the URL.
Yeah.
Embed domain www.magnusracing.com.
Okay.
And if you look at the code of what's on there now, you can just copy that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's fine. I'm sure I say this, but then I won't follow through with it. In theory, I'll have the event on the Magnus YouTube set up way in advance, and then if in worst case you could do it, but I say that now, and then it's gonna be fucking 11:30 on Saturday morning, and I'm still fucking coding. Okay, so I will do that. The one thing I just looked, it does not work. At least for me, it did not work on mobile.
What, chat?
The chat.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
The chat doesn't work on mobile at all.
I mean, it's not a big deal because the truth is, once you click on the play button from the mobile site, it goes full screen with YouTube anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not, I don't care that much. So. Okay.
And also know that when you embed the chat thing,
Yeah.
it doesn't work on the Squarespace side. Like when you're at the back end, it'll just show you that same block. But when you refresh the page, the actual live page, you'll see the chat in there.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Well, what I'm gonna try and do. We know how this goes. So basically, the way these things work to do it right is you set up an event on YouTube from your account. So like you can do that a day in advance and say tomorrow at 2:30 is this show. and then it gives you that fixed URL and all that stuff from that. So in theory, if I can get that all up and going prior to Saturday at 2, I'll just have you do it.
Okay. But I'll need whatever it is that you.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Well, basically, what I'm saying is once I set up the event, it gives you all the stuff you need. It gives you the URL of the event and all that stuff, and then you're just sort of uploading into everything from Wirecast. So it's all good progress. My only other thing is I sent you a note, and I don't want to keep you up, but this actually does matter. Is do you have an account that I can ban from this chat?
Yeah. Let's do that right now. Let me bring you up with another thing.
I don't know how to do it, but I need to know how to do it because it's gonna come up.
I sent you an email with the did I send you the email? Oh, I have.
Oh yeah, I just got it. Shows you how to moderate thing.
Yeah. Is there a link in there in that email?
No, you didn't. There's no link.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Let me see.
Ah, fuck. CPU is climbing up here. Yeah, CPU is now at 88%. Shit.
Okay, so I'm on the thing. Let's sign in. Oh, fuck it, that one. So yeah, I just sent you a note to ban me.
You sent me a note? Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So so you write fag. If I click on it, I can put you in timeout. Okay. So I've timed you out. So the message was deleted. You've been put in timeout for 3.
That's awesome. The note it sent you.
Yeah. But it deleted the message too.
Timed out by the owner of this video or moderator.
Yeah.
Edit and try again.
So let's wait 300 seconds, and then the next thing I want to do is there's a delete button, and I don't know, does that delete you, or does that just delete, does that delete the comment, or does it delete you from the chat entirely?
Oh, and I have a remove button too here.
Oh, Mary.
There's literally a timer on my end.
Nice. What's left?
It's about a quarter of the way through.
300 seconds? Oh, I guess that's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is my only time to learn all this stuff, so I just want to get it out of the way.
Yeah. It's the little send arrow grays out, and there's like a little meter that's filling up around it.
That's funny.
Yeah. Awesome.
Now the good thing is because YouTube, and I think you can only do it with an account. It's going to be harder for somebody to troll, but it can still happen.
Oh, yeah.
All right, 11 more minutes. Oh fuck, CPU is at 97%. Now it's down to 7.
Not back.
What? Are you back? Okay, so do something else. I'm going to try another function here. Let's see. Timeout, add moderator. Oh, that's good to know I can do that. Actually, okay, I'm gonna add TMB. Okay, so TMB should now be a moderator, which should help. And I'm going to remove. Okay, I've deleted the message. Can you still send a message? Okay, but that was from TMB, not from Jason Medbury. There we go. I'm not going to report you. Okay, so so my final option is to hide the user on this channel. What have I done? Cool, and you've been hidden. So that should be it, right? Like you can't type anything?
Yeah, that's actually pretty awesome.
What's going on?
So when I'm hidden, I can just type and it looks like my stuff's going into the chat, but it's not. When I switch over to the other account, everything I've written is gone.
Oh, that's funny.
So as far as you know,
So you think you're awesome, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, and then I can, if I want to, I can unhide you. So I unhid you, and now if you type again, it should show up. Yep. Okay. Cool. Okay. Well, that's actually super easy. So that's good. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's all the functionality we can do. The rest is stuff that I'm not going to do today because there's other shit I got to do, like getting the FedEx stuff ready. You don't have to stay on, but oh fuck,